And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas Johnson, back with MLB The Show 22 Custom League. And today we are jumping into the AA playoffs here at the end of Year 2. The Erie Seawolves and the Harrisburg Senators facing each other in this series here. And we got a really great pitching matchup there, John Mayberry and Rafael Santos. So we're going to highlight this here. We highlighted the AAA playoffs at the beginning of last episode. And now we will highlight the AA playoffs here a little bit as they go on. And Erie, with 71 wins on the season, only 4 games above 500 there, but they get the extra inning win in Game 1 of this series. Rafael Santos pitching for the Senators, and a 23-year-old guy, 8 potential, 68 overall, really good increases for him this year, +5, +4, +3 to a lot of these here, +5 to the K/9, which is his lowest stat right now, but everything else looks pretty solid. I would say Santos is probably a couple of seasons away from being in the majors so far right now. I think by age 25, I want to see him up and maybe even a little bit next year. We'll see at least some AAA action for him next season. Emmanuel Cummings is a top relief pitching prospect. We might not see him in this game, but I wanted to highlight him as well. 18 years old, +8 to home run per 9. Really did a great job at preventing that this season. But his hit per 9 and K per 9 stats are awesome. 99 velocity, only 3 pitches mixed. You might add a 4th pitch to his repertoire there. But man, he is fantastic. And then there is Billy Wellington, who is an offensive player that might have some potential as well. So we're going to hop into this game, and I guess I forgot to look at John Mayberry's stats, but John Mayberry is also an 8 potential pitcher that this team selected, and I'm trying to remember what the Major League affiliate is for the Seawolves right now, and I'm kind of blanking on either one of these teams. I can't really remember who these teams' Major League affiliates are at the moment. That might come back to me later on. But Santos and Mayberry are definitely 2 of the top pitching prospects, and I know Mayberry is in that top 50. Santos might not be, but those are both guys. Both guys with a potential. I think John Mayberry is closer to the majors right now than Santos is, but he's also a little bit younger. I think he's 21 or something like that. But Billy Wellington here is going to start this game off with a double down at the line, and he's got awesome speed. That's his biggest attribute there. As you look at his attributes, he has incredible speed and incredible base stealing ability as well. So the offensive stats, that's what's going to have to take a little bit of time for him, as he's going to try to steal third here, and just talking about his awesome stealing ability, and he gets thrown out by a mile here, trying to steal third base. I don't really know why you try to be that aggressive this early in the game, but whatever. Either way, he can steal a lot of bases. I don't know how many he had this season, but the offensive numbers for him right now are not really awesome. I mean, he just needs to work on that a lot there. That's a strikeout for Santos here. But Billy Wellington is really the only offensive player that this team has, the Seawolves have here in their farm system in AA. And sorry about the sound here. If you notice, the sound is pretty quiet right now, at least the crowd noise is. I actually had my microphone on when I was recording not only this game, but some of the playoff games early on. I had my microphone on without me realizing it. And I was watching a YouTube video at the beginning of this game as I was playing it. So having to turn the sound down so that is not a distraction for you guys, so you're not hearing that constantly. It might be there a little bit in the background, but hopefully it's not loud enough that you really notice it. But that does mean that there's not going to be a lot of crowd noise here, at least for the first 10 minutes or so of this game. And then at certain points, I'm going to have to turn down the noise and turn down the sound, just because I was making noises and making sounds and stuff and saying stuff to my housemates and the people or roommates and stuff that I was living with. Mayberry is 22, okay, so he's a year younger than Santos, and he's 6'5". He is super tall. He's a tall guy, and almost just under 200 pounds. But yeah, the sound is going to be a little bit awkward here for the next few videos, because I did have the microphone on in the beginning of the playoffs as well. So just in case you guys notice that, you probably do. That is why the sound is going to be kind of funky here the next few videos. But we are back to this game, and Mayberry's got the first couple of outs here early in this bowl game as we're in bottom of the first inning. And I don't remember if the Senators have anybody down here. I don't think they really do have any prospects down here in their lineup at least. But Mayberry with that strike there, and it was kind of right down the middle here. Man, I wish I got what his stats look like because I don't remember what his stats look like exactly. That's a fly ball, center field. Billy Wellington is there. He makes that catch, and that'll end the first inning. So no runs in that first inning, no hits for either team as they look to settle in right away. Alex Keller, 286 in that game 1. He was 2 for 7. 7 at-bats for him in that game. That's crazy, as that is a four-seamer at the top of the zone, and Santos has been dotting these pitches up really well. He's been locating very well to begin the night, and he's got Keller on 2 strikes, and that is on the corner, and it's strike 3. Splitter there. I believe 86 was the mile per hour on that pitch. And Santos has got 3 Ks here early in this one. Yeah, splitter 88, actually, miles per hour on that splitter right there on the corner. And that fastball is the fastest it's going to go up to is about 95, maybe touches 96 every once in a while. So he doesn't have crazy fast pitches, you know, as that ball will fall in there. That's the first hit of the game for either team. But Santos, you know, is not going to be a super high velocity pitcher necessarily. But that is a fly ball, and that's going to land as well in center. And his hit per 9 is pretty high here, but he's got to allow a couple of 2-out singles here in the second inning. And we'll see if he can work around these base runners. So Carter K-Boom, sorry about the voice crack there. Carter K-Boom pops it up in foul territory. Justin Yurchak, I believe, is the first baseman here. He makes the catch in foul ground, and a couple of hits there for Erie, and no runs as we were in the bottom of the second. And Jake Means at the plate here. That's a fly ball. Diaz on the move. It's drifting into foul territory, and Diaz is there. Makes the catch right in front of the wall. Good play by the right fielder. Juan Oliveo here up 1 for 5 on the night so far. Or yesterday he was 1 for 5. 200 average total. That's a ground ball to K-Boom. And an easy out there. Another 1-2-3 inning for Mayberry to begin the game. And real quick, I'm going to look at who these Major League teams are for, you know, the Major League affiliates for these two teams, because I want to know that. I want to give you guys that information after this Billy Wellington at bat right here. 1-2 pitch to him. That's a four-seamer high, and it does miss the strike zone. Santos asking where it missed exactly. I guess it was just high, and yeah, it was a ball there if you look at the strike zone and where it was. So 2-2 count to Wellington, who has actually no, never mind. He had the first hit of the game immediately. That's a fly ball to Young, who makes the catch. And just checked, so the Erie Seawolves here, Rafael Santos pitching to Darren Baker. That's a four-seamer, bottom of the zone, 4 strike 3. Great pitch by Santos. That's his 4th K of the game. And just checked, and the Erie Seawolves are the AA affiliate of the Portland Chinooks. And the Harrisburg Senators are the AAA affiliate of the Richmond Rhinos. And, you know, Richmond's already got an amazing pitching staff in the majors right now. For the Erie Seawolves, they only have a couple of really interesting pitching prospects. Mayberry is their top really interesting guy. They also have Grayson Rodriguez on that team, and who they traded for last offseason. And they also have Yuri Perez, who is probably going to be close to making the majors this season, and he might actually debut this year, as that's a full count here. So that's what it looks like. And John Mayberry, by the way, I looked at his attributes as well. That is a four-seam fastball that's 4 ball 4. But that is actually John Mayberry's best attribute. He has 74 walk per 9 right now. And everything else is pretty even across the board, as that's a swing and a miss. K per 9 and walk per 9 for him about 50. They're just above the 50. Overall range, as that's a slider, swung on and missed. That's the first strikeout for Mayberry in this game. And we have the sound back again. Here, my video that I was watching ended, so glad to have that back for you guys. But yeah, Mayberry is really big weakness right now. And maybe a reason that he's going to stay here at AA beginning of next year, as that is a swing and a miss. Wow, filthy pitch there. And maybe he's got his second strikeout of the inning, as you look at that swing one more time. But his home run per 9 is really low. It's only at 34 right now. So yeah, the home run per 9 is at a bad spot, and that is really not playable. I'm not comfortable having him at the majors, no less than really at AAA. So he's got to get that up. He's got to get that to at least a 40, really, before I can really think about maybe moving him to the major league level. But, you know, he's a 91 potential pitcher, so he's got a lot of that potential there, and he is a guy that Portland eventually looks to build around. And for, you know, the Rhinos got a great pitching staff already, but Santos is going to be kind of that next guy up in a couple of years when a lot of those other pitchers are, you know, going to be entering kind of free agency. You don't know if you're going to be able to retain them. Santos is got to be part of those more long-term plans for the Richmond Rhinos right now, as it's a full count to CJ Calhoun, and that's a swing and a miss for another strikeout. And man, Santos 60, I don't know what his K-Pon is, but man, he has been getting a lot of them in this game. That's 5 now for him, as there's a splitter, and I mean, his location has just been awesome all day long. He's just been able to dot these pitches and locate super well. 2-2 to Diaz. That's a swing and a miss! I mean, that was a fastball right down the middle, and these hitters just can't handle it. And I mean, these guys should be dominant up here. They are really higher ranked, higher rated, you know, comparing to a lot of these other players up here. And this has been awesome to see. 6 hits for the Seawolves, which is kind of a lot, but they haven't scored yet. And 6 strikeouts for Rafael Santos tonight. Through 4 innings, Richie Martin is at the plate, and that's a changeup, man. 85 miles an hour there. That was just such a good pitch. Inside corner, no chance. And Mayberry, man, he is cruising right now. So he's got 3 Ks now. And look at that pitch sequence there. A couple of really good fastballs in that at bat, a slider and a changeup as well. He's got a 4-pitch mix. And now 3-1. That pitch is there at the bottom of the zone. Mayberry has been able to locate super well as well today. Only has a lot of 1 base runner so far. And that is a swing and a miss. And another K. 4 of them here in the last 2 innings for John and Mayberry.
3 innings.
So another 0, and man, 4 shut down innings for John Mayberry. This is an awesome pitcher's duel between 2 of the top prospects here in both of these teams, respectively. As we are in the top of the 5th inning, that's a fly ball. Fargas moving, and he can't catch it. Lay is out for it, and up to second base goes the runner. Only 26 speed, and he only will end up getting a double. So maybe he shouldn't have doubled for that one. You know, that might have been kind of my bad there. I thought I could get to it, but either way, that is an extra base hit. And that is the 7th hit that Santos has allowed today, but I think it's the first extra base hit that he's allowed in this game. As that's a fly ball. Fargas again, diving again, and missing it again. And this time it's going to cost him a run as it goes all the way near the warning track, and up to third goes the runner with a triple. So another, probably a mistake there to try to dive for it. I mean, I think he could have caught it if I dove correctly, but I mistimed the dive there, and it's going to end up being a run. So another hit for the Seawolves, and they score first into this game. They're up 1-0 here. Billy Wellington, ground ball, and right to third. That is unfortunate. Man, Billy Wellington hit that ball really well, but it just I mean, a line drive right to the third baseman, and that guy on third had a freeze, and he doesn't score. So big first out. Darren Baker is up here, though. Let's get a ball in the outfield, and that should score the run here. That's a fly ball, and it is a ball in the outfield here, but it's really shallow, and it's too shallow. Wow. So, 2 down in the inning now, and Santos is trying to escape this jam right here. So there's a fly ball, and that's Fargas is on the move. I mean, if that was hit with 1 out or no outs, then that would have easily scored the runner, but it's 2 outs in the inning, and that ends the frame. So the Seawolves put a few balls in play there with a runner on third, and they don't score. They do get 1, though, off of the triple here, and take the first lead of the game. So that might be the last inning for Santos today. He has allowed 8 hits in this one. John Mayberry, the complete opposite here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He has been so good as Jacob Means is at the plate. 2 strikes on him here, and he is going to swing and miss. I had a changeup, man. Filthy location just below the knees. That was just the perfect off-speed pitch on 2 strikes. And Mayberry now, after no strikeouts in the first 3 innings, he has 6 of them here tonight now. So, Yurchak here, 3-1 to him. It's a fly ball, and Keller is there. And that is the catch to end the 5th inning. What an outing by John Mayberry here so far, as we are in the top of the 6th, and Santos is still pitching. Okay, they're going to try to give him 6 frames in this one, as that is a 4-seamer that misses for a ball. He's fallen behind. Alex Keller, the hitter here, with 1 down in the inning. And, yeah, trying to get through the 6th inning here. This would be big for him, as that's a fly ball, and Oviedo, it's right into the gap. I mean, just right between both of the outfielders, and that is going to be a double. So extra base hit there, 9th hit that Santos has allowed, and that is, we'll see, and that will be the end of the line for him there. They're going to the bullpen, 5.1 solid innings for Santos. I believe that is a quality start for him today, but overall really good. I mean, he did allow a lot of hits, and his hit by is his best attribute, actually, so kind of surprised that he allowed as many hits as he did in this one. But he limited the damage for the most part, didn't allow a lot of damage there, and keeps the Harrisburg Senators in the game despite the offense doing absolutely nothing so far in this one. As that is a running catch made in foul territory. He got to it, and a good play there near the wall. So a tag from the runner at second base, and a base hit will score him no matter what here, and that is what Diaz is looking for. 250 average. 500 OPS for him. Big spot here in the 6th inning. We're getting late in this at this point in the game, and Means is going to stop it here, and a throw to first is going to be in time. And the bullpen there comes in, gets the 2 outs that they need, and that'll end the top of the 6th. So keeps the game at 1-0, 8-9-1 for the Harrisburg Senators. And Brandon Marcano or Martano, I don't really know how to pronounce that last name, honestly, here. Gonna lead off the 6th inning. That's a fly ball. Keller on the move, and he catches it. Okay. I didn't think he caught that live when I was playing the game, but he does make that catch. Just stretches his arm out and grabs it there in foul territory. So 1 down to the 6th. One more look at this catch. This is kind of an interesting animation that I haven't seen before in this game. But yeah, just literally reaches out with his glove. You know, that's just an interesting catch there. Interesting catch animation, and he makes the grab. But that's a line drive base hit into center field. And that's the first one of the game for the Senators. And I didn't want to name it because, you know, I didn't want to jinx it here. But that breaks up the no-hitter. John Mayberry was incredible, man. 5.1 no-hit innings in this start so far. But, yeah, that ends right there with a hit by the 9-hitter on this lineup. So, that's unfortunate. But, I mean, still can recover. That's a stolen base by the runner there. And that was a good jump that he had. on Mayberry there, and he gets into second. So now all of a sudden a runner in scoring position, and you know, Erie's lack of taking advantage of opportunities gives the Harrisburg Senators a big opportunity in the sixth, as that's a fly ball, shallow, but it's caught. Running on and make the catch is Diaz, and a big out number 2. So can Mayberry work around only the second base runner that he's had all game? Here, Richie Martin is at the plate. And first pitch to him from Mayberry is a fly ball, and that's deep into left, and it's off of the wall. So the run will score, and up to second base goes the batter. Huge hit here with 2 outs in the 6th inning to tie the game. No offense for the Senators for 5 innings in this one. A couple of hits here in the 6th, and they have tied it up as Chavez Young flies it into center field, and Wellington is there, makes the catch into the 6th. But Richie Martin coming through in a huge way for the Senators, who have tied the game. So we go to the 7th inning, 1-1 the score, and Dwayne Underwood Jr. on the mound still here in this 7th inning. That is a foul ball. Carter Kieboom has 2 strikes on him here. And now Erie, man, tie game just like that, as that's a swing and a miss. High fastball for the strikeout, and they're going to have to do it against the bullpen here. I have no idea how really good the Harrisburg bullpen was this season, but there's our number 2, Billy Wellington, back up again, 1-4-3. Missed out on a really golden RBI opportunity last time he was at the plate here. He has a home run, had a home run in that first game of this series between these 2 teams. It has a double earlier, and that's a line drive, and Young can't get it. Why did he reach out for that like that? But it gets past him, and he's got an easy stand-up double. Nearly a triple. I mean, he's got that type of speed, and now he's at second base again. So second double of the game. Maybe he won't try and steal third base this time, as that's double-digit hits now for the Erie Seawolves. They got to take advantage of these guys that are on base right now. Darren Baker, it's his job to do that as he pops it up down the line, and that is going to be an easy catch. Made in foul territory by Means, and Underwood gets through the 7th. And another RBI opportunity for the Erie Seawolves. They can't come through again, and now we're in the 7th inning stretch, tied at 1. So a great, fantastic, close game. Mayberry's only at 67 pitches right now, so he can still get a couple of more innings in, although this might be his last frame depending on how it goes. That's a fly ball, and Keller's got it. Okay, maybe you're just buying some outs right now for Mayberry. I don't think they would take him out if he gives up just 1 more base runner or anything, but now he's got 2 down in the frame for Juan Oliveira. 1 hit so far in these first couple of playoff games for him. That's a ground ball. And Baker sitting back on it, and he throws it to first, and it's not going to be in time. What in the world? That was a base hit, but a base hit on a slow rolling ground ball, and the infielder there, I don't know what he's doing. He's got to charge that baseball, man. You cannot sit back and wait for that ball to come to you like that. I mean, AA defense, I guess, but that was a bad play by the second base, and that was one that he should have made, and now the inning continues. So, I mean, it's not going to go down as an error or anything, but man, that was just a mistake made by the infielder, and now 2-2. That's a line drive, and that one is fair. Down the line, Keller, he can't get it. He rolls around there in the wall, and that is going to allow the runner to come in and score. So Harrisburg takes the lead. And they have gone from no hit for the first 5 innings to having a 2-1 advantage now. And not sure why the right fielder did that there. Left fielder, excuse me, did that. I mean, he couldn't get the ball there, and then he rolls around in the corner. That's a line drive. That's a base hit now into right. And around third comes another runner, and he's going to score safely. Another 2-out knock for the Senators. And they take a 3-1 lead now. 3 runs unanswered here in the last 2 innings for Harrisburg, and they have a 3-1 lead, top of the 8th inning, and now Erie's down to their final 5 outs of the game. Matt Lipka here facing Trevor Hildenberger, who actually does have Major League experience in his career, and he's going to give up a fly ball here to Young. I mean, hit hard, but just cannot find the outfield grass, and that is 2 down in the inning here. So 3-1 count. Alex Keller at the plate. That ball is hit well also, but Oliveto has it near the warning track, and another ball hit really well, but it's caught, and that was a couple of swings there that almost landed and would have been huge if they did. But now we go bottom 8, and Salvatore Maryville is at the plate, 0 for 3 on the game, and that's a swing and a miss there with the changeup for the first out of the inning here. And, yeah, sorry, I'm not saying the player's name sometimes when they get these hits because I don't really know anybody on this Senators team. I mean, this is not a farm system here for Richmond that has anybody offensively that they're really looking on and counting on, or a guy that has a lot of potential down here. That's a changeup by Chavez Young. 0-2, and that's on the corner there, bottom of the zone. Great pitch for the strikeouts. So the bullpen guy did his job there in that 8th inning and keeps the lead at 3-1. But the Erie Seawolves here, they gotta screw something up in the top of the 9th. Johan Lopez comes out, and he did not have a good first outing of the playoffs for him there. Allowed a couple of runs, it looks like, as we're in the top of the 9th, and Jose Herrera is on deck, and right now Lopez cannot locate to Eduardo Diaz, and he is going to walk him on 4 pitches. So there's a base runner. The tying run is going to come up to the plate. Jose Herrera is at 2 for 3 days so far, double and a single with a run scored. So he's had a really good game, and he's looking to come through right here. So Lopez can't locate to him either. That is a strike, and finally a big one for Lopez here, falling behind him 2-0. And now the count full. So big pitch to Herrera here. What does Lopez come at him with? And it's a 4-seam fastball that missed in location, missed the timing of that, and it's another walk. So now the tying run is on base. Carter Cabu comes up, and he's 1 for 3 with a triple in this game. And he's got, 2 out, 1 out, and 2 on. As that's a swing and a miss there, a 4-seamer for the strike, and now the count runs to 0-2. Love the split angle shot right there, and big time pitch here, finally getting ahead of a batter, and that's a swing and a miss. And what a difference it makes to get ahead of a hitter as you're able to bury a off-speed pitch there in the dirt and get the strikeout. A couple of fastballs there in that at-bat, 3 to begin the at-bat, and then that slider, man, just buries it down in inside corner. Huge second out. And now it's up to Billy Wellington to keep this game going here. Harrisburg looking to tie the series. And there's a swing and a foul ball. And 2 more strikes. Count 1-1 to Wellington. As that is on the corner. Beautifully located change up there for strike number 2. And down to the last strike here that is a 4-seamer. Made a good 2-strike pitch, high fastball there, but it does not get the swing and miss from Wellington, or the swing at that one there. 3-2 count. Now full count here, big spot, and it is a swing and a miss fastball that was in the zone, and it's going to be flied over to left field and caught for the final out. Harrisburg will hold on and win the second game of this series between the Erie Seawolves, 3-1. So big win for them, and in the pitching matchup that we looked at here, John Mayberry is actually going to get the loss in this game, despite I think he pitched better overall than Rafael Santos did today. He was awesome, despite 5.1 no-hit innings that he had in this game. He's going to get the loss today because of the 3 runs he gave up in the 7th inning. So tied series now, and Harrisburg, you know, they waited until almost the last moment to turn their offense around in this one. Get that run in the 6th, get 2 in the 7th here. Huge swings from Martin and Justin Yurchak as well. And Martireno, their catcher, also gets an RBI. And a hit as well from Fargus. And that was Olivo also gets a hit. And Rafael Santos today does not get the win, actually, in this one. I do think it's still a quality start. I'm not sure 100%, but I think it is. Anyway, 5.1 innings, 9 hits for him, but only allows 1 earned run, no walks, which is huge for him, and 6 strikeouts. So no walks was probably the biggest reason he only allowed that 1 run. But also, Erie, they just did not come up with good situational hitting in this one. I don't know how many runners they left on base today, but it was probably quite a lot. Billy Lillington, a couple of hits. Keller, a couple of hits as well. Herrera, 2 for 3. K-Boom had the only RBI for Erie, a RBI single for him in this one. Actually, it was an RBI triple for him, never mind. But he doesn't score, and that was a huge moment in this game. Them not bringing in K-Boom after that triple was a huge moment there. John Mayberry, really good start. It's still going to be a quality start for him. 7 innings, allows 5 hits, all of them coming in those last 2 frames. 3 runs allowed, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. I really like what I saw from him in this game, though. I think he had a really awesome, outing, and obviously his first 5 innings were so fantastic there. But he's got some potential there. Needs to work on the home run per 9, but we'll see him next year for sure at the AA and possibly the AAA level as well. So we are done with that game. We move on to another premier pitching matchup here between 2 top pitchers and 2 top draft picks for these 2 teams last year. Joe Vogelsang and Aaron Ramirez. Aaron Ramirez here, this is the AA affiliate for the Colorado Rattlers here, the Hartford Yard Goats. And Ramirez, 22 years old, really awesome increases this season. +5 to hit per 9, +6 to walk per 9, which is fantastic. They're up to 50. And good home run per 9 already right now. That's his highest attribute at 60 home run per 9. So the hit per 9 is a little bit low, and that's probably the biggest attribute that he needs to work on right now. And he's also a little bit older, but he's got awesome potential. Joe Vogelsang also has awesome potential, man. He looks really good. 19 years old. The home run per 9 is lower there at 40, but he had really good increases to it this season. 67 hit per 9 is really fantastic for him there. I think he's a very, more well-rounded pitcher than a lot of these other guys that we've seen. But he's down here in AA, and they also have Fernando Cruz as well. This team has some really good AA and AAA pitchers right now. This is the Winnipeg Wizards, by the way. They're AA affiliate. So they have, the Sea Dogs here. They have a couple of really good players down here for their AA team and a couple of awesome pitchers. And then they, of course, have Steven Richardson as well in the AAA level, who started at AA and was unbelievable at AA and was called up and actually pitched really well in AAA also. So they have 3 top pitching prospects right now for the Winnipeg Wizards. Their future there is bright. And Aaron Ramirez, 22 years old, 6 feet, no inches there, 6-foot guy, and I do like him a lot. I don't know if we highlighted him in the regular season or not. I know we highlighted Joe Vogelsang this year, but Ramirez had a pretty decent season overall. He's probably going to start at AA again next year. That's a fly ball, deep one, and it's near the wall. Wow, good catch by Caleb Ferguson there in center. I believe his first name was Caleb there. But we look at this lineup here for Portland, and not a ton of top prospects here, actually not any top 50 guys. But Mark Vientos and Jimmy Forbes are both guys that have B potential. I believe Gabriel Merced has B potential as well, but I think it's a lower B potential. I know Mark Vientos and Jimmy Forbes have high B potential. Mark Vientos might even have A potential, actually. I'm not sure exactly, but he is a guy that could feature in this franchise and is a guy in their infield that they're looking to develop for Winnipeg. And then Jimmy Forbes was a draft pick from last year. He's in their outfield, and he is underdeveloped, but he's really young right now. I think he's only 19 years old. And he's a guy that could potentially develop in that outfield for them as well in the future. Joe Vogel saying 6'2", and had a really good season in Double A. Honestly, was very, very solid here in this level. And Greg Diekman, unbelievable game. Oh my gosh, 6 for 6 in the game 1 of this series. That's ridiculous. Had a couple of extra base hits as well. That's crazy. And that pitch somehow misses for a ball. Okay, Vogel saying was like, where did that miss? I don't know. It's high apparently, but that was a strike there on the corner for sure. So Double A guy here, the Double A umpire missing that call. And that's a fly ball. Oh man, that was crushed by Diekman, and that is going to bounce off the wall. And oh my goodness, it goes over the head of Forbes. He's got to chase it so far, and up to third base goes the hitter with a triple. Wow, so Greg Diekman now 7 for 7, a couple of doubles and a triple. I mean, he's got a home run. He's got the cycle here in this first couple of games of the series, but 7 for 7 is crazy, and he's now 90 feet away, so immediate scoring chance here in a big way for the Hartford Yard Goats. And Alan Farmer up here, 333 average. I didn't actually see who won the first game between these two teams. I believe Portland did. Could be wrong about that, but I think that Portland won the first game here. That's a line drive, though. Base hit. And Hartford is going to score immediately here and trying to go to second base. And getting there is the batter. And I just said his name, I think, but I forgot what it was already. But either way, that's a double for the hitter there. And that is a big-time run in the first inning off of Vogelsang. So, by the way, Hartford does not really have any offensive prospects here to highlight at the Double-A level, as that's a ground ball. Stopped by Vargas. We'll take a look at this lineup here anyways. But I don't believe there's really anybody to focus on. Alan Farmer got the hit there. Yeah, there's nobody there that has any higher than C potential, and no prospects really to highlight there. Maybe some guys that, could be bench players in the future, but nobody really exciting in terms of starting pitching potential. But Drew Ferguson at the plate here. He's going to pop it up in foul territory, but Collins is going to catch that one. And that'll end the first inning. Alan Farmer, big-time hit. And the Yard Goats over the Sea Dogs here after one inning, 1-0. So, yeah, we're in the top of the second inning, and, I mean, this team, they got Cruz, Vogelsang, and Richardson here. The Portland does it. That's an error there. I believe that's going to be an error on the first baseman, right? Okay, so error on the first baseman here. And looking at it again in the show motion, I mean, it was a hop step here, so it's not an easy play to make if you're a first baseman, but that is a play that you should make. It hit his glove and then just popped back out again. So now Jimmy Forbes is at the plate here, and first at bat of this game, 250 average for him on the season, or in this series in that first game. And I do like him a lot. He trying to find him here on this team, but he's gonna get hit by that pitch. Okay. So, yeah, he's 20 years old right now. His defense is, a little bit underdeveloped. That's a swing and a miss. There's a strikeout. Aaron Marias gets his first of the game. He's got really good arm strength there, really strong arm, but his fielding overall isn't great. He also doesn't have a particular strength hitting-wise, but he's got low vision right now and, more power than contact at the moment, but they're pretty even across the board. So he might be, 2 or 3 years away at least from making an impact in the majors, but he's got some potential here. That's a fly ball. This one's deep into center field. Ferguson on the move, and it's going to go over the wall. It is gone. Home run for Zach Collins. 3-run blast, and Portland takes a lead here in the second inning. Wow, so a big home run there. And Portland takes the lead back after giving it up in the first. Sinker down in the zone, but Ramirez wanted to bury it a little bit more, wanted to get it lower in the strike zone, and Ferguson could not get to the wall to try to make a play on it in time. So some early offense for these teams right now. And there's a line drive. That's another hit. Igor Ramirez is struggling a little bit in this frame right now. And here we go. One down in the inning. Can he recover? Well, he's got to recover a little bit here. That pitch is, the umpire is not going to help him out here, I guess. Okay, that was a missed call. Another one. I mean, he missed that same pitch in the first inning. That's a line drive. It's off of the glove of Damian Kidd, but there's not going to be a play at first. Another hit in this inning. That's, what, 3 or 4 now in this frame. Ramirez here. He's got to get it out. He's desperate to get one right now. And that's a ground ball, and that might be exactly what you're looking for. One out there at second. Back to first. It is a double play, and that ends the inning. That was huge. Needed that for sure. After giving up... okay, he only gave up 3 hits in that frame. I think he gave up a walk as well. But Zach Collins... huge swing, 3-run homer, and Portland ahead in this one. So we go bottom second. Vogelsang, kind of a rougher first inning. Can he recover? That's a four-seamer there on the corner. Beautiful pitch, and Vogelsang has got his first strikeout. And, you know, that's not necessarily where his strength is. You know, K-9 only had 51. But he can get them here, especially at the AA level with these hitters here. He can get those strikeouts, and he got a big one there. That's a pop-up, and the catcher here making all the plays. Zach Collins hit the home run. He ended the first inning, and now he ends the second with a catch there. So that was a good 1-2-3 bounce-back inning for Joel Vogelsang. And now it's Mark Vientos at the plate. Vientos 0 for 1. In that first inning, didn't get a hit there, and now he is up here. That's a ground ball. What a stop by Kidd at third base, and the throw to first is in time. Wow, you don't see many highlight plays down here at the AA level, but that was one right there. What a stop by the third baseman, and he makes the throw across the diamond. That was impressive. So 2 down in the inning for Gabriel Morissette. Swings and misses there at that pitch for the second strike. And I want to look at Gabriel Morissette. That's a swing and a miss. That's a changeup that is there for a strike and a big-time strikeout. Second one for Aaron Ramirez in this game. And I want to see, where is Morissette here? I think is he in... Sorry, I'm kind of doing a little bit of live stat checking here. I believe he's in this team's outfield somewhere. And yeah, okay, he's 19 years old. So actually, he's 18 years old in this season right now. But he actually does have potential. And he's a guy, Jimmy Forbes. Can he make that catch? He does on the move. But yeah, Gabriel Morissette is in left field for this team. And he was a draft pick from last season for them. And he's got amazing speed, 8 speed. 93 stealing and 89 base running aggressiveness, as that is a strike, and Greg Diekman is out. Second or third strikeout for Vogelsang in this game now, but the first time that Greg Diekman has been retired in this whole series so far, as he gets a strikeout there. Big one there. Alan Farmer is up. You know what he did in the first inning here, as that is another really borderline pitch that does not go Vogelsang's way. He probably should have been called there. But Alan Farmer now 3-1. Great pitch there. Great slider there, lower part of the zone. He gets a couple. That evens the count at 3-2. And here it is. And it's a line drive, and Ray is there. Makes the catch to end the third inning. And there's another good 1-2-3 for Vogelsang. But yeah, going back to Gabriel Morissette, he's a guy that's getting some more development. He is, you know, a low 60 overall player with, you know, very even attributes, but not amazing defense. And the offense going to have a couple of years until it's really ready. But he's a guy that has, you know, he's got 86 potential. So Gabriel Morissette is definitely a guy in this outfield that this team is going to look to develop for the future. And I think this outfield honestly has a lot of intriguing players on it. You know, you have Morissette now, and they have Victor Mesa Jr. here who has still the potential. And they also drafted Adrius Guillen last year, and Adrius Guillen looks like he's going to be a beast. And then you got Jimmy Forbes, and Guillen has a potential. So this outfield has got some guys that could make an impact in this franchise and could be future pieces to build around here. I really actually like Winnipeg's farm system overall. I think it's one of the better ones in the league. And at 2-2 to Zach Collins here. That's a sinker outside corner. Big time strikeout for Ramirez. And that is, I believe, I kind of lost count here, but I think that's either his third or his fourth of the game. I mean, just a perfect pitch there on the outside corner. You just don't know. What are you going to do with that pitch? That pitch was just fantastic, as that is a four-seam fastball for a strike. Dallas Vargas 1 for 1 in the game. And he is got a strike on him. As that's a swing and a miss. Okay, 2 strikes on him now. And what does Ramirez come at him with here? 0-2 pitch. It's a slider. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Ramirez. And he's been racking him up here in the last few innings. And really outside of that home run that he allowed, he has been very good in this game. And Dallas Vargas is also another big potential guy. He's a guy that I didn't mention going into this game, but he's got 88 potential as well. So another really intriguing player. Another guy, his defense is why he's so low rated and why he's down here. Double-A level, that's a swing and a miss. Damian Kidd strikes out, and man, these two pitchers have settled into a groove, and they are absolutely rolling now. This is the type of pitching dominance that I expected to see from these two pitchers down here, Double-A right now. Joe Vogelsang has 4 or 5 strikeouts. That's a four-seam fastball. I mean, that was just a perfect pitch. Maybe you could call that borderline, but that looks like a strike to me. Just caught the top of the zone. And there is a slider on the bottom of the zone. Wow, those two pitches, man. Such good location by Vogelsang. Those two pitches were fantastic. And he has only allowed 2 hits. Hasn't a lot of hits since the first inning. Just incredible stuff. And now we're in the 5th all of a sudden. And these two pitchers, man, just have not given up much. As that's a good hit there. Ground ball, single. And, you know, only the 5th hit of the game for Portland here. And they've been able to get more hits off of Ramirez, more base runners total. But Ramirez has still been, done a good job at eliminating. Really hasn't allowed much. And when these runners are getting on base, he's doing a good job of eliminating the damage and keeping those runners on. That's a swing and a miss for Corey Ray. Another strikeout for Ramirez. I'm going to say 6 for him on the day, I think. As an 0-1, Mark Vientos up, and there's a ground ball. Chavez has got it. He touches the bag, and halfway home, and the offenses have cooled off. Started off the day really good with the offenses, but they haven't had much to show for in a minute, as that's a ground ball, and that one gets through into the outfield. The first hit of the game for Hartford since the first inning, and Joe Vogelsang, I think he retired like 12 in a row right there. And he gets a swing and a check swing that is a call. I think it is a call strike. Either he went on that pitch or was a call strike. 1-2 now, and there's another strikeout looking on the corner. Unreal outing right now by Joel Vogelsang. Man, 5 brilliant frames, and we are into the 6th, and Aaron Ramirez still out there. 0-2, Gabriel Morissette gonna line that one into the outfield, and it's down. And Farmer racing after it, he's got it, but that is gonna be an extra base hit by Gabriel Morissette. So, a big-time double to lead off an inning. We haven't seen a lot of leadoff hits in this game by either team. But there's a strikeout of Jimmy Forbes. Aaron Ramirez perfectly located to this one there at the bottom of the zone. Man, that was filthy. So 1 down, and there's a ground ball. Mooney has got it. He goes to first, and they get the out. Oh, just barely. Ends up working out like a bunt, basically, here. And there's a big out number 2 in the 6th inning. And Zach Collins, the only guy to do any damage for Portland, is up again. A couple more looks at that swing that gave this team the 3-1 lead. So there's a ground ball. Mooney's got it again, and this time an easier play. Collins a slower runner, and that is the final out of the 6th. So 6 really good innings by Aaron Ramirez. I don't know if they're going to have him pitch the 7th or not, but still really fantastic outing for him. 1, 2, and 3 for the Yard Goats in the bottom of the 6th. And here's Greg Diekman at 1-4-2 that he averaged at 875 here so far. 7 for 8 in his appearances, and there's a ground ball that is past the third baseman.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Make it 8 for 9 for Greg Diekman. So, wow, a 2 for 3 game today after a 6 for 6 performance in the first game. And now on Farmer, that's a ground ball. That one is fair. Down the line, another grounder to the third baseman, and Encarnacion struggling to get the ball in for some reason, but he does, and there's 2 on. Now with nobody out. Beautiful swing and a really good pitch there. Inside curveball. Not a bad location by Vogelsing. And now he's running into the biggest trouble he's had since the first inning today. That's a bunt, basically. That's how that works out. And now second and third, 1 man out. Huge spot right here. Damian Kidd comes up, and he has a home run, 4 RBIs, an OPS of 1.6, ridiculous. They're going to intentionally walk him here to set up a force at any base and set up a double play possibility. So, yeah, want to cut the runner down at home if you can, if you're Portland here. Keep in mind of how many outs there are and all that business there. That's a curveball, really good location, man. I mean, Vogelsang's location in this game has been brilliant. 2 strikes now on Ferguson. And he's still got a lot of confidence right now. As there's a ground ball up the middle, and it's going to get through into the outfield. A base hit, and it's going to score the 2nd run. Don't know why you're so lackadaisical throwing it home, but a monster hit by the Yard Goats, and they have tied it up on a slider low in the zone. What a swing right there by Drew Ferguson. And we are tied at 3. Wow, huge swing right there. And that is a double play to end the 6th inning and keep it tied. So Vogelsang does allow a couple more runs here. I mean, that 2-out hit was so clutch. And both teams with 3 runs and 6 hits in this game might be the last frame for Vogelsang today. But Aaron Ramirez trying to close out 7 innings here in this start, as that's a fly ball, and Diekman's got it in his sights. And 7 innings for Aaron Ramirez. Fantastic start for him in this one. Only allows 3 runs on that home run. But really, other than that, he was just locked down and shut down in this one. So 6 innings for Joel Vogelsang today. They are going to go back. They're going to go to the bullpen for Portland. 6 innings, 3 runs for him. He was awesome as well. Did struggle in that 6th inning, but overall, really like what I saw from him. At the same time in this game, both these pitchers had really good starts, I think. As that's another strikeout. Ends the 7th inning. And, man, clutch time here, crunch time in this game. We had a close one in the first game of this one, and now we're having one come down to the wire here in this one. And going back to Dallas Vargas with any potential here. Mark Vientos is up, but Dallas Vargas has got really good hitting attributes, I think. He's got really good contact attributes. That's where his strength is at. But decent vision, good clutch at 61 there. And his defense is, you know, it's not great. It's in the 50s, in the lower 50s. Mark Vientos, wanted to highlight him in this game, but he hasn't done anything in this one. He strikes out again. But, you know, he's a first base only player, so he really doesn't need to have amazing defense, first baseman. You know, for me, I think the offense is more important than the defense. Not that the defense doesn't matter, But I would be okay with calling him up, even if he's a low 60 overall guy. You know, with weak defense, if his offense is there and at the level that I think it can be for him to make an appearance, and I think he just got a hit right there. I know that was Gavier Morissette having another single, but he's another guy in this farm system that I really like, and I think has an opportunity to be a good player to build around with this team. And I think they have, again, speaking of the farm system there, you got Dallas Vargas, who looks really good, and they have Austin Martin, Austin Martin, Zach Geloff, Nolan Jones, Marco Vientos. Their infield is loaded with prospects here. There's a ball 4, and who was that? That was Jimmy Forbes or Vargas there at the plate. But they also have Mason Wynn, and you know, again, that outfield that I talked about as well. So they have a fantastic farm system. That's a ground ball to third base, and the throw over gets the out. And you know, also the pitching. Talking about the pitching with this team and how good their pitching is. So yeah, love the Winnipeg farm system. I think this team could honestly be really good here in the next couple of seasons with all these prospects that they have and the team that they're building right now. Reed McDermott comes out of the bullpen here, bottom of the 8th inning. Greg Deepman is up, most dangerous hitter on here in Double-A right now, as that is a 4-seamer. There is a strikeout, and he struck out twice now today. I mean, 2 for 4, not half bad for him, but that's a big strikeout there on a guy that is super hot. So big out for McDermott. 2 down in the 8th inning now. Ground ball, and McGillen stops it, but they're not going to have a chance to get the out. So a 2-out single here for Coleman Chavez, and he's on. There's the go-ahead run. Damian Kidd at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day, and he pops it up in foul territory, and it's caught by Jones, and that ends the bottom of the 8th inning. So here we go, folks. Into the 9th inning. Fantastic game down here at Double-A. This is awesome to call this game of such importance here in the playoffs. Tyler Thomas comes out of the bullpen for Hartford, and Zach Collins strides to the plate for Portland. 2-2 to him here. That is a changeup. There's one below the zone, and that was just very, very close to a strike right there. As the 3-2, there's a fly ball. Diekman on the move. It's hit really well. Diekman now in front of the warning track, and he makes the catch. Man, hit really well, but does not have enough distance. And here is Dallas Vargas, 1-for-3 on the day, and that's a swing and a miss. He will strike out there, and Thomas gets a big out number 2 in this inning. And a great fastball here. Great pitch there, top of the zone. And, yeah, that was, you know, the classic high fastball strikeout pitch. Got to lay off of that if you're Dallas Vargas there in that situation. And here is Nolan Jones. Jones 2-for-3, 667, a batting average this year, or in the playoffs here. So far, 2-for-3 on the day. There's a fly ball. Diekman is over, and he's going to make the catch right there. So that's a 1-2-3 clean inning by the guy called on in the 9th for Portland. We go to the bottom half here. We'll walk-off opportunity for the Hartford Argonauts at 5, 6, and 7 coming up to the plate. So here's Jacob Wallace, and yikes. Okay, he pitched one bad inning here in the playoffs so far, but he can lower that ERA quite significantly here with a clutch performance here. He did not give up a run in this 9th inning, but it's not after a great start. He hits the first batter of the frame. So Ferguson, who came through clutch once in this game, gets on base now, and he can both tie the game and win it here. He's on base right now. The winning run. Grant McCray at the plate. There's a fly ball, and Encarnacion is under it. He makes the catch, and that is going to be out number 1 here in the 9th. So there's 2 down now. Peter Mooney at the plate. 73-75 so far in the first couple of games of this series. And there's a ground ball. That one is through, and past the diving attempt of the second baseman and into the outfield. Mooney, great swing there, and there is 2 down in the frame now. So yeah, just a dive, just can't get to it exactly, but 2 down in the inning. Fabio Juarez here, and there's a fly ball. It's hit well, but it's right to the right fielder, Corey Ray. He's got it. That ends the 9th inning, and we are going to extras, baby, here in the playoffs in Double-A. To the 10th inning we go. So Tyler Thomas, perfect 9th inning here, and he's got the first out of the 10th as well. Jair Encarnacion, that's a line drive. And Farmer is on the move, and he doesn't catch it. It goes over his glove. I thought for sure that he was going to be able to get to that ball, but it just goes over his glove. And Encarnacion has a 1-out double. So man in scoring position. We'll look at that again here. How close? Wow, okay. Man, I don't know. I think he could have caught that. We'll see how close was this here. And, oh my goodness. Wow. It, like, almost touches the glove. I mean, just, like, leap a little bit. Reach your hand out a little bit further, and you catch that. That thing was, wow, that was crazy. That's the closest that, you know, I've seen a ball to not being caught there, as that's a fly ball, and Diekman's got it, though. And no tag from Encarnacion, and not that he would have been able to really tag up there anyway. That's a big second out right here at this point, as Gabriel Morissette comes back up. 333 average for Morissette, 2 for 4 on the day. And a 1-0, and that is a changeup that just misses, apparently. Thomas, I don't know, you should complain about that pitch. That was really close. I guess it probably was a ball. Now 2-0 to him, and that changeup misses as well, and the catcher telling him to calm down, and Thomas is upset. Here it looks like, yeah, he wanted that strike call, and he does not agree with where the umpire called there. But he gets a strike there, 3-1, and now he gets a strike on the fastball there at the bottom of the zone. The count running full to Morissette, and it's a ground ball. Juarez has got it, throws to first in time to end the inning. And man, an opportunity for Portland to grab the lead. They don't come through, and now we go bottom 10. And it's Greg Diekman. I mean, just the guy you want to start this inning off. 8 for 10 so far, and he's going to get a base hit. Another one back up the middle. My goodness. 9 for 11. Greg Diekman. This guy's on fire. Nobody can get him out right now. Another, three-hit game for him, and he's the winning run. So Alan Farmer's going to lay down a bunt here. Vargas has got it, and what? He doesn't tag the runner? How? That's not an out? This is ridiculous. I was really upset when this happened, because what happens here? How does Vargas not reach out and tag him right there? That was insane. One of the worst animations I've ever seen in this game. I'm going to be honest right there. I don't know how Vargas doesn't tag him. But anyway, that's a hard-hit bunt attempt here. They get the out at second, and they almost get a double play. Okay, that would have made up for the terrible animation that I just saw right there. But either way, I mean, not that that run scoring is going to end up mattering, but it does matter in terms of, you know, the outs, and the situation is just changing now because Vargas just couldn't reach his glove out a little bit further. He, like, pulled the ball back even in that animation. That was ridiculous, but either way, first and third, 1 out. You can't change it now. Can Jacob Wallace come through here and get the final 2 outs in a big-time spot? There's a fly ball! It's into the outfield, into right, and it's gone! No way! Damian Kidd walks it off! Oh my goodness, a walk-off win in Game 2 for the Hartford Yard Goats. Wow, how about that? So, I mean, I guess that play wouldn't have mattered at all. It doesn't matter in the end. It just makes it a 3-run home run instead of a 2-run homer for Damian Kidd. How about that swing? And, man, that was a fantastic ball game and a fantastic finish here to this game. And Damian Kidd knew it right away. I mean, he knew that he had at least a fly ball deep enough to win the game. Don't know if he had a home run. Knew if he had a home run immediately. But, my goodness, what a swing. And, sorry about the sound. I don't know, the sound in real time when I played this game, the sound just, like, completely disappeared. Like, it, like, went away completely and it was silent when I played this in real time. So, I don't know why that was, but I had to kind of take some sound from earlier in the game and put it over there in that spot for there so it wasn't silent for you in that moment. But part of the game, Damian Kidd, I mean, he had one hit and it was a monster one. And, man, did I not even see what happened there? I think, I mean, Hartford won this game. I think they have, it's either tied or it's a 1-1. I'll put a note there. I don't remember. You guys will look at that. Yeah, and you guys will know more than I will, actually. But either way, Hartford, a huge win. And this one, Diekman, another 3-hit game, a 3-hit game for him and Damian Kidd. 2 home runs now for 7 RBIs. And Aaron Ramirez, 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, only 2 earned there, and 6 strikeouts. Fantastic start for him in this game. Really loved what I saw from him today. And then for Portland, 8 hits for them total. And Mark Vientos 0 for 5. Jimmy Forrest was 0 for 2. So some of the guys that we wanted to show you didn't really do that well in this one. But Marcet had 2 hits. Vargas had a hit, 3 RBIs for Zach Collins, and that ended up being the only RBIs that they scored of the game for the Portland Sea Dogs. And that's because Aaron Ramirez just shut things down in this start for him. After that second inning homer, he just didn't really allow anything else. And Joe Vogel saying 5 really awesome innings. He does give up 3 runs into 6, but still a really good start for him. Again, like what I saw from him today, 6 innings, 3 hits, and 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. And Jacob Wallace gets the loss. So that'll do it for me, everybody, in this episode here. This is the end of, I mean, we ended the regular season last episode or a couple episodes ago, but this is officially, you know, we're into the playoffs here. What we'll do is we'll have 2 videos and we'll have 4 total videos recapping the stats for year 2. And I'm splitting them up into 2 videos for both the AL and the NL because I recorded those and those ended up being really long. And so I'm splitting that up. So that does, you know, that means that we'll have a little bit longer until the playoffs happen. But I want to look at the stats and I want to do it right. And I don't want to upload like a 2-hour thing. You know, I want to make that digestible for you guys at least. So those videos will come out very shortly because I don't have to do a lot of editing for that because I recorded it live and I did the voiceover live and everything. So those videos will not take me very long to upload. Those ones will come out here, you know, it's, what, Tuesday this week. I expect those videos to come out, you know, the first one to come out here at the end of the week. And then I'll make sure that I'm on top of getting those out as soon as I can. Because we got the playoffs here next time in this series here after we look at the stats. And we'll start it with the wildcard games in the Major League level. And super excited for that. Excited for playoff baseball to come back here in Season 2. And for us to determine a World Series champion. And it will be a new team this year because the previous World Series winners are not in the postseason bracket this year. The Reapers did not make it. So we'll crown a new World Series winner this season. And I'm excited to do that. And I hope you all had a great weekend and everything. Thank you for the support on the last video. Almost 100 views on that one. Please, thank you guys for that. And I will see you all in the next video. Hope you have a great day, everyone. And God bless. See you next time.